Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and fascinating puzzle today. We're looking at one called Typhoons by Chino Darker. So another debut on the channel, loads of those around at the moment. It's brilliant that there are so many people constructing brilliant Sudoku puzzles. And this one's got an intriguing rule set and an intriguing central box. So we'll look at that in a moment. Patreon, the contest is over with JDA's Numeric Alchemy. We will be bringing you something new on February the 1st. Looking forward to that. But do join us on Patreon. There's always extra stuff going on over there. And what else we got going on? We've got, Simon's posted a crossword video today on the channel. So he occasionally does this, a sort of crossword, a cryptic crossword explanation and tutorial. When Simon meets people in real life, they often ask him for a few more crossword tips, and I think this is his response. And what else we got going on? We've got God, it's very cold here. Still, we're in at the end of a very cold snap in the country. What else we got going on? We've got all our merchandise and our apps, of course. They're available on the links under the video. Do think of getting them if you want to fill the void in your life with some Sudoku. You don't really have a void in your life, but sometimes it is fun to do Sudoku. And really, that's what this channel is here for. We provide a little bit of logical escapism for, well, sometimes half an hour, sometimes longer. We'll see how we go today. So the rule set of this puzzle, this has come in from Mexico, by the way. So thank you very much, Chino, for your message and for sending this puzzle. And I think it's not hurricane season at the moment in Mexico, so we can't, I hope, be bringing bad luck in terms of typhoons. You can see how the grid kind of represents a weather front here. Well, a swirling typhoon, no less, of course. Now, normal Sudoku rules apply. Here's an important line of the rules. Cells that are chess knights move apart from each other must not contain the same digit. So whatever digit is in there cannot repeat in those cells which are a chess knight's move away. Now, digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in the arrow circle. Note that I have coloured the arrows on this grid, and that is so that we can distinguish them, because otherwise they might blend a bit. Well, it's just to make it a bit clearer. So those three cells add up to the number in that circle. Digits along a grey line form a palindrome, reading the same from either direction. So, yeah, so that means that those two digits will be the same, for instance. I think each of the given palindromes, quite clearly, is actually only giving you one identical digit to another. Okay, so do give it a try on the link under the video. I am going to reset my clock and start now. Let's get cracking. So everything is happening in the middle of this puzzle, or the eye of the storm, of course. All of the arrows are pointing in here. Okay, I'm going to try an equivalence thing. Let's add up the contents of all the arrows and compare with the possible contents of the circles. So this cell is visited by all four arrows. All four coloured arrows come here. This is neither a guess nor an actual deduction. I'm just going to put a 1 in there. This cell is visited by 2. These are the minimum values, and I'm just going to add them all up. So if you had a 1 and a 2 there, then you could have 3, 4, 5, and 6 in 4 of the other cells in the central box. And that would be the minimum value on the arrows. How much does that add up to? 4 1s is 4. 3 2s are 6, add them together, that's 10, plus 3, 17, 22, 28 is the minimum value of the arrows in the middle. Oh, that's disappointing, because the maximum value of these, which could include 3 9s, is 35, which is a long way away from 28. Now, the knight's move, though, is powerful. I'm wondering if these 4 cells that I've got highlighted, can we prove they all need to be different? Yes, I do wonder about that. Let's colour them, well, let's think ahead and colour them the same colour as their arrows. So that, because otherwise I'd be mixing colours together in some weird way. Now, what I'm hoping I can prove, and I don't know if it's true, although I'm struggling to see a way into the puzzle if it's not, and even if it is, it might be difficult. But what I'm hoping to prove is that red, blue, green and yellow are all different. So let's start with, okay, well, yellow is clearly different from blue because they're in the same column. I'm going to try and see, does yellow have to be different from red? Yellow, okay, the way to do this is to imagine that those yellow and red were the same digit. Where would that digit go in box 5? And it wouldn't go on a yellow or a red line because that couldn't add up to the number in the circle then. By Sudoku, yeah, this is perfect. By Sudoku it can't go here because of red. By Knight's move, it can't go here because of yellow and here because of red. So yellow and red cannot be the same because there'd be nowhere to put that digit in the central box. Okay, that is encouraging. Can yellow and green be the same? And which cells are ruled out by ordinary Sudoku? Those ones. Which ones by being on an arrow that's yellow or green? Those ones. This one by Knight's move from yellow. This one by Knight's move from green. Okay, so there are cells left, both on arrows, that could be this digit. So let's imagine this digit is the same. One of them appears there. That's perfect. Now, where would that digit appear in row 5? It would have to be in one of these 3 cells. But yellow sees them all. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is it sees that digit, this one here, vertically. It sees that one by Knight's move, and it sees this one by palindrome. Because actually, we can actually colour that blue, can't we? And we can colour that yellow. That's just how the palindromes work. Anyway, yellow is not the same as green. So yellow is different from all of blue, red and green. Now, hang on. We know that blue can't be red. They're in the same row. Can green be either red or blue? Because if it can, it's going to spoil this whole line of inquiry. So let's try green and red being the same and see if that could work. Now by Sudoku those cells are ruled out. By arrow those are ruled out. By Knight's move that is ruled out. So if green and red were the same, that digit would appear there in box 5. Now where would red go? Well, I'm looking in column 5, where would that digit go? Ah, okay, it can't go here by Knight's move. It can't go here because of the palindrome. Can it go here? No, because that's yellow, and we've established yellow is different from red. So that's perfect. Green is not the same as red. Is green the same as blue? This is the last question before I might have established that they're all different. Those can't be green or blue because they're on the arrow. By Sudoku, those can't be... Sorry, I'm assuming green and blue are the same for the purposes of this. They can't be there by Sudoku. Oh, all the Knight's moves rule the rest out. Bingo. That one is a Knight's move away from green here. That one is a Knight's move away from blue, as is that one. So there is no cell. So, done it. Established red, blue, green and yellow are all different. So now the maximum they can add up to is 30. Now, the minimum total of these arrows in the centre was 28. And that's close. That's 2 degrees of freedom. Now, I just need to be a bit careful. You might imagine that the 4-cell digit now can't go up from 1 to 2 because that would increase the minimum value here by 4. But that's not right because if you change from having a 1 here and a 2 here to having a 2 here and a 1 here, you're adding 1 to this cell. No, you're adding 4 to this cell, but you're subtracting 3 from that cell. So I don't think the central digit can be a 3 now. If that was a 3, 3 4s is 12, 4 3s are 12, 3 1s make it up to 15. Then you could have a 2 for 17, 4 for 21, a 5 for 26, and a 6 for 32. That blows it wide open. Right, that's too much. So 1 and 2 are in the absolute eye. 1 or 2 are in the absolute eye of the storm. If that's a 1, can this be a 3? 3 3s are 9, plus 1 is, plus 4 1s 13, 2, 4, 5 and 6, 30. Yeah, that is possible. That's the maximum, right. This cell that gets triple counted on green, blue and yellow is 1, 2 or 3. And one of them is definitely a 1, therefore, because it's either a 1, 2 pair, or if that's a 3, that has to be a 1. I don't know if that's worth marking. It's tricky though. Does 4 has to be on an arrow, I think. Because even if you went with the absolute minimum of 4 1s, 3 2s, which is 10, 3 5 6 7 to avoid having a 4, that's 31. Yeah, 4 must be on an arrow, so it's on one of those two now. Oh, I was nearly able to rule 4 out of that cell. That's quite interesting. I'm just going to think about this for a second. Where would 4, if that was a 4, where would 4 go in column 5? Can't go there by knight's move. It can't go there because of the palindrome and a knight's move, which is funky. It would have to go there, which would put 4 there, which would put 4 there in row 6. Oh, maybe this does happen. That's quite annoying. Okay, maybe it's worth considering the 4 here first. Ooh, the 4 in column 4 would have to be there. Okay, I was hoping I'd get a shortcut somehow, and I didn't get it. I think what I'm going to have to do next, and what maybe I should have done at the beginning, but I don't know, there's different ways of approaching it, I imagine, is to colour this puzzle. Ooh, hang on. Here's a little thought. Where does 4 go in the middle row? Ah, it doesn't go there or there because of the palindromes. That would clash with the 4 here. Here, it doesn't go here because of where 4 is in box 5. Those cells both see that cell. If there was a 4 here, you couldn't put a 4 anywhere in box 5. That's the exact problem. Because 4 has to be on an arrow in box 5 for the count. Right. Now, 4 can't be in any of these cells because of the 4 down here. It can't be here because of the palindrome, and it can't be... Oh, hang on. Okay, I was going to say, hang on, can it be blue? And it can't, which is not because none of these could be a 4, which is an interesting point. We had 2 degrees of freedom from the maximum 9876. And they could be used up on the circles rather than on the arrows. And that means, in theory, these cells could come down to 9874, given that they all have to be different. But in practice, blue, yellow and green couldn't be either 4 or 5 because they've all got 3 cell arrows with 3 different numbers on. So blue can't be 4, and now we know where 4 is in the central row. It's there. That's great. Oh, that's a lovely bit of the puzzle, actually. So we do know where 4 is in column 5. We worked out it couldn't be there or there. It must be here. Then it goes on the palindrome that's on. Now we can place it... Oh, I thought we could place it here. Yes, it can't be on the palindrome, so it is there. Can't be here by the knight's move from the given 4, obviously. Well, I say obviously, at least, you know, I wouldn't always spot that, but I did. 4 is going to end up in one of those positions in box 9. These are all ruled out. I'm going to mark where it can be in all the boxes because it's quite an interesting digit for us. Ah, this 4 is great. None of those are possible now. So one of those 2's a 4. That fixes 4 in box 9. Now it's got to be in one of those 2. Okay, so we're left with these positions for 4, I think, in the grid, which is quite an advance. I mean, one given digit, and it's very helpful. And I think what we're going to have to do when we start colouring, which I'm going to start doing about now, is work out where these digits do go in the puzzle, where sort of try and colour potential cells in each box. So let's start with blue. I don't know, actually maybe red, because it's orthogonally adjacent to box 5, even though it's only got a small arrow. So this red cannot be on its arrow or in those cells by Knight's move. Right, I want to say it also can't be here, and I'm right, because 1, 2 and 3 are all too small. We worked out in the total of 28, red could theoretically be a 4, but actually it can't be now we've got a 4 in its box and column. So red is at least 5. And now it must go in one of these 2 cells. So I'm going to mark them as red flashed with white. Now it must go in one of... No, hang on. It's red, yes. It must go in one of these 2 cells. If it went... These 2 react with these 2 by the Knight's move. So that would go with that. And that would go with that. And that's quite interesting, because that means that if there's a red here, there's a red here. If there's a red here, there's a red here, and by the palindrome, there's a red here. So now in this row, red is in one of those 2 cells only, because those 2, that would force that. Maybe I need to think about something else. Well, I'm going to mark that. This is a bit of a crazy marking. It's not the only place in box 6 for red, but it's one of only 2 in row 6, and I think that might be important. So I do want to think about that as a possibility. This is a slightly dangerous pencil mark, because I like to only use these coloured markings within boxes, but I'm taking a bit of a chance here. Let's see how this goes. Bit of a chance with my own later understanding of the puzzle. I kind of have run out, actually, of what red can do. I thought I'd get more. Let's look at blue. Blue there and blue there. Where's blue in column 8? Can't be here by Knight's move, so one of these. Ah, okay, that's... Where's blue in the central box? Not on a blue arrow. Not there or there by Knight's move. Not in the 4 cell. So one of those 3. Right, where's blue in column 5? Not there by Sudoku. Not there because it's not 4. Not here by palindrome. Not here by Knight's move. Not here by arrow. Where's blue in this column? It's in one of these 3, but 2 of them are on palindromes that make it impossible. So blue is here. And that's going to fix red. That's lovely. That can't be red now. It's nothing. That is red. That is now red on the palindrome. So I didn't need to worry about the pencil marking. Look, I can place red here as well in row 4. Can't be there because it's not 4. Can't be here by Knight's move, so it's there. Let's keep going with Mr. Red. Can't be there by Sudoku. There or there by Knight's move. So it's in one of those 2 in box 1. Oh, lovely in box 7. Can't be in those positions. This one sees all of these and that. So it's in one of those 2, but that fixes it straight away in box 1. Then we've got red somewhere up in the corner. Now down here, red's ruled out of those and that by Knight's move. Yeah, we've got another of these patterns that we had with 4s left over, which is a bit of a shame. Red's in one of those cells. Okay, but that's all I could do. Now, blue, yes, I was doing blue, and then it helped a lot with red. So let's go back to blue in case I can do more. Now we've got this cell. That's ruled out all of the... Oh, that hasn't really changed anything. There's still 3 cells in the central box. Where blue could go, bother. But this, it sees those 2. That's not really exciting. Column 6 for blue. Column 6 is interesting. I think the only 2, that one sees that by knight's move. So the only 2 positions left are those 2. That's one more than I was hoping for, if I'm honest. Okay, so I'm going to have to try another colour. Well, let's try green now, because that was one of the possible green cells, I think. But green now can't be in those by Sudoku, those by arrow, that by knight's move. So green is in one of these on an arrow, which is quite interesting. Remember, green is a high digit. It's at least, it's got a 4 on it. It is 7, 8, or 9. Well, it's not 9 if it's going on one of these arrows. Interesting. So green's going to end up in one of these 2 places. It's the same sort of pattern as we had down here. It's either there in box 5, or otherwise it goes there, there, and there. So in column 6, it's got to be in one of these 2 positions. Oh, and that means in column 4, it can't be in any of these. It can't be here on the palindrome because it would be there. It can't be here. It is down here. Okay, so we've got another green in. I get overexcited perhaps by single placements in this puzzle. But that green is ruling out those cells. And that by knight's move. Okay, let's look here. Yeah, better here. It's ruling out all of those. 4 can't be green. That's not green. Those 2 both see that cell, so that's not green. Oh, it's not better, it's equivalent. One of those is green. Come on, green, do a bit more, a little bit more. Ooh, that can't be green. So, green in box 2. Remember, that's not the only position for green in box 2. That's one of 2 positions. That's one of 2 positions in column 6. So those aren't green. Those aren't green. Red's not green. 4's not green. This isn't green because of the palindrome. So green in box 2 could be here or here. It's one of these 2. So we've got a little 2 by 2 of greens. It's either there and there, or there and there. That's weird. Okay. So it's either those 3 or those 3. If that's green, that has to be green. And one of those 2. And that's green, so it couldn't be up there. This is one disposition of greens. There, 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 obviously. Then it's got to be here, which would be helpful, and therefore green up there. Now the other disposition is using these 2, then it has to be here. Just going to try this out, because this is interesting to me. Sorry, I don't know what I'm cutting. That was slip of the finger. It doesn't do as much. Although it does put green on, well, that won't work. That won't work. This can't be green and that be green. Well, that is green. This can't be green because this number is at least 7. It's got a 4 on it. It's 7, 8, or 9. You can't put 7 or anything bigger here because you'll be adding up to at least 10 for that. So that's not green. Ha! And that's not green. These definitely are green. That's not green by Knight's Move. That is by Palindrome. These two aren't anymore. That one is, and we are away. That's green. Come on, can we... I don't know if we can finish green. One of those two. I think we can. I think we can. In row 8, it's got to be here. Row 7, I mean. Yep, that's green. That's the only place it can be. That is a Knight's Move away from that. It's going to give us this one. That's green in the corner. Losing its religion. And that's all the greens in the grid. We've done them. And they are 7, 8 or 9, which I'm going to bother to put in. Ooh, they're not 9, given that they're on the red arrow. 7 or 8 plus 1 or 2 means red is 8. Oh, red, hang on, let's just do the reds, because they got fixed in box 7 as there. Now they can't be red, and that one is. Now that can't be red, and we've done all the reds. We've done them if I do them right. There we go. That's all the reds, and because of this, they are 8 or 9. Wow, this puzzle's entertaining. And now we've got a 7 or something on the arrow. What is the most these arrows can add up to, remember? Right, because they're not 3, 5, and 6 now. So, have we got them up to 30, or could they only be 29? This could be 4 1s, that could be 3 2s, that's 10. Plus 4 there and 7 there is 21. And then we can have we could have a 3 and a 5 here, which would get us to 29. But now these yellow and blue can't go down below 5. And neither of them can be a 5 because they've got 3 cell arrows. So they must be the other digits from 6, 7, 8, 9. The arrows definitely add up to 30 in this box. I think this 3 may have gone because of the 7. 3 3s is 9, plus 4 1s is 13, and a 4 is 17, and a 7 is 24. Then you could have a 2 on one of these cells to make 26, but then you would need at least a 5, which would blow it. That's not a 3. This is a 1-2 pair now. I'm happy enough with that. It's maths, but not as we know it, Captain. 6, 7, 8, 9 are yellow and blue because they have 3 cell arrows. There's definitely a 3 in one of those cells because one of these is 6 basically. Oh, the other can't be 7. Yellow and blue can't be 7 because you can't put a 4 on one of those arrows. That's interesting. Oh, so the only coloured cell that can be 7 is now green. Good grief. And suddenly I've gone from having 6 4s in the grid only to having all the 7s placed. Now, what does that do here? It doesn't do anything for that red cell. That's very annoying. Okay. Oh, hang on. Am I meant to use this 1-2 pair somehow? Maybe I am. Yeah, look at this cell. That's interesting. This sees that 1-2 pair. It also can't be red, blue, green, or yellow. So it's not 6, 7, 8, 9, and it can't be 4. So that is 3 or 5. This cell also, it doesn't see yellow. Bother. It sees everything else that the counterpart cell over here did. Ah. Look at this digit. Okay, this one, it's the same on both ends of the palindrome. It's not red, blue, green, or yellow from row 7. So I'm calling it orange. I am calling it orange, and I am going to say what number is orange, because this is a rather pretty relationship here. That 1 or 2 sees that end of the line, and the other 1 or 2 sees that end of the line. So orange is not 1 or 2. It's also not one of the 4 high digits or 4, so orange is also 3 or 5. And look, now we get the pair in the row, and suddenly this cell, which sees 1 and 2, 3 and 5, and 4, it also sees red, green, and blue, so it must be yellow. That is mental. And this one is the other one of 1 or 2. Oh, I'm going to have to colour the 1s and 2s now. I don't know. I mean, there may be other ways of doing this puzzle, but this way is lovely, frankly. It's absolutely lovely. Right, so I'm going to colour the 1s and 2s. Why not? I haven't got many colours left. I can use purple and grey, maybe, before I have to get to black. So if I make that purple, these 2 are grey. That's also grey, actually, so I've got a lot of grey in suddenly. One of these 2 is grey. Ooh, that's weird. Purple in column 7 is in one of those 2 cells. Oh, I was wondering if there was an X-wing, but in column 3, it's in one of those 3. Anyway, I should really be thinking about grey, sorry. Oh look, this grey sees all of those cells. So grey in box 1 is in one of those 2. And in row 3 now, grey has to be in one of these 2, which is getting weird. But in row 4, it's in any of those 3. Grey down here is in one of those 3. This isn't quite as helpful as I was hoping. And purple doesn't do a lot from there, does it? Don't think it does. Oh, I wish I knew. Well, I think these are the only places I'm going to get the actual numbers from the central box. I can't disambiguate the numbers. I can only do the colours apart from that, weirdly. So I've got all the greens and reds. I've got lots of... No, I've just got bits of other things. So orange is in one of those 2 cells. Ooh, that's slightly interesting, because that means that orange can't be in these 2, because they see both of those by Sudoku and by Knight's move. So now... Well, it doesn't actually do much. I was hoping that it would sort orange somewhere here. Maybe there's an issue over whether this can be a 3-5 pair. Yeah, that's beautiful. There is. That is beautiful. This cannot be a 3-5 pair now, because where would 3 and 5, you have to consider them both together, go in box 8. We've only got that cell available if you put 3 and 5 in there. In fact, the fact that 3 is in one of those, which rules it out of there, puts it in here. I hadn't even seen that. Done it. Right. I don't know whether 3 is orange, but I do know that. I now know that 5 is in one of these cells, and therefore 5's over here. And this now has to be a 3-6 pair to make the addition work. That's quite exciting, because 6 is now both in a circle here and on an arrow here. And that means the counterpart, the arrow which has the 6 on leads to a circle which has a 9 in. Blue and yellow are not 8. And therefore red is 8, and we're off to the races again. 8 there. We get a 1 for purple in the middle due to the arrow. Grey becomes 2. We've got a 5-9 pair here. Now, what's 9? Is 9 blue or yellow? I do not know. But let's just do some Sudoku. Why not? We've got a 1-6 pair up there. And 6 is blue or yellow. 1, 6, 8, 7... Oh, hang on, I've written 2 8s down here. That 8 is not an 8. I don't know why I had that cell highlighted. I should have been taking a small 8 out. Okay, that's okay. That's a 6-9 pair. This is a 1-5 pair. That means 1 and 5 aren't here. specifically not here. I don't know what this does, but I think we're on the right track still. But I'm beginning to confuse myself a bit with the colouring. Yeah, that could be 2. I've just traced it round the grid. I was wondering if I could rule that out. Oh, come on, come on. I don't think there's a way. Oh, maybe the 3 that I got. Let's use the 3 that I got. Can orange be 3? Ah, 3 is definitely in one of those cells, because we've got a 3 in one of those and there. Right, in row 5, 3, which is either here or here in box 2, one of those would shift it on the palindrome. So in row 5, 3 is now in one of those 2 positions. I want to say it's obviously not orange, but can 3 be orange if it was there? I think it can actually. Ah, I'm getting a bit stuck. That's so surprising. I thought I'd just unstuck everything. Now, one of those is 2. We know that. One of those is 2. Okay, just still need to do a bit of thinking about this puzzle. It's a very clever puzzle. Very clever puzzle. One, 3 and 5 to place in this column. It's almost like I do need to break out and just do Sudoku now, but I haven't really got enough digits to do it with. Oh yeah, hang on. This is 4 now, isn't it? Yes, it is. That's just Sudoku. I don't know. At some point I overwrote perfectly fairly a 4 corner mark and I didn't notice. Right. Can I sort this X-wing of 4s out? I could if I could definitively place 2 there. Okay, let's have a little think about 2s. I'll tell you, yeah, this is good. This is a classic Knight's Move trick. This is interesting. 2 is in one of those 2 cells and one of those 2. Now, you cannot keep it out of column 8 up here, because if you did, it would have to be there, and they see each other by Knight's Move. So one of these 2 is a 2, and therefore 2 isn't in these cells. Oh, and all I've proved is it's in one of those 2, which rules that out from being a 2, which I had kind of ruled out from being a 2 by putting a 4 in it, you would think, but I hadn't noticed that. Okay. Well, it was a nice trick, but it didn't do anything. So if that's a 2, that's a 2, and that's a 2, and that, and that, and that all works. If instead that's a 2, it doesn't really help me with these ones on the right. Oh, bother. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong things. I need to find, 3s and 5s. Maybe if that's orange, this is another colour. I'm going black now because I'm kind of, that's all I'm left with. I hope it's not too hard of seeing for anybody. Now, where else does that black replicate? Or do I know anything about orange? I know orange can't be in those cells. So one of 5 or 3 is up this side and the other is down this side. No, it's not enough. It's not enough. Maybe I haven't used the 1 and 2 enough. The 1. I haven't really used that at all. I've got 1s here and here. That's giving me 1s here. 1. Oh, that can't be a 1. Yes, I did see that earlier, that 1 in column 7 is in one of those two. But what does that do? If that was a 1, we'd have a 1 there and there. And I don't know, in one of those 3 as a result. I can't quite see it. There's something else. There's one more thing to see, I reckon. Oh, it's frustrating to get this far and get a bit bogged down. It is a very interesting puzzle. It's very clever. Very clever. This pair can't involve 1 and 6. Maybe I just haven't done enough with the blues and the yellows, actually. Maybe now I know something about their numbering. Look, yellow is in one of those 2 cells. I haven't even noted that. Blue. Blue is in one of those 3. They do all look across to that cell. That's interesting. It's quite interesting. Oh, something else quite interesting. Where does yellow go in row 3? Yellow either there or in one of those 2. Oh, hang on. Okay. Yellow in this box, in box 6, is in one of those. They all see that cell. 2 of them straight and 1 by Knight's move. So that's not yellow. Do I know anything more? Well, that leaves yellow in one of those. Let's try it with the blue then that I was seeing a moment ago. That can't be blue. So one of those 3 is blue in box 2. That means that's not blue. Oh, and look, you've got these 3 for blue in box 4, which rules that out from being blue. That leaves only 2 positions in box 7 to go with the 2 in box 9. Come on, do something, blue. That can't be blue, can it? Because of the palindrome. Those can't be blue. No, that one, sorry. This can't be blue because of the positions in box 2. That still leaves too many cells that can be blue there for my tastes, I must say. Or am I meant to be using... I don't know. Is blue 6 or is blue 9? I wish I knew. Is there some easy way to know, guys? It's so frustrating. Come on. 7, 2, 8, 4. What cells can't be blue or yellow? That's quite an interesting point, because then they can't be 6 or 9. Is there somewhere interesting that cannot be blue or yellow? Like this, that sees a blue on the horizontal and a yellow on the vertical. So that can't be 6 or 9. Oh, look, up this central column, it's simpler than that. 7, 1, 2, 8, 4 and a 6, 9 pair. These are a 3, 5 pair. So's that. They're not orange. That one is not orange, it's black. This is interesting. That's orange. Orange are going to do something with that mark. Black, white pair there. Sorry, black is in one of those 2 is what I'm trying to say. Orange is in one of the... it's not quite coming. How did that not fix everything? That was an interesting spot. Okay, this row. We've got 3 and 5. Red, green, blue... That can't be yellow because of the Knight's move. So it's not 9, 8, 7, 6 or 3, 5. It's not 2. It's 1 or 4. there a way? If it was 1, that's a 1. One of these two is a 1 along with black. That would have to be a 1. And this doesn't work. Okay, that's a little bit complicated, but I don't care. If that was a 1, this can't be a 1, so that is. Then we get a 1 in one of these two cells. Now, in box 6, that's going to stop 1 being in either of these two cells. The central digit stops 1 being there. So it would place, well, so where does 1 go in row 4? Right here under this other posited 1. So that's not a 1. That is a 4. That finishes off our 4s. Please don't tell me that does nothing for us. But maybe it doesn't. That's very frustrating, actually, if that doesn't resolve the whole thing. Because I thought we only needed one more significant deduction. That feels significant. If 1 can't be there, 1 also can't be here. Oh, goodness gracious me. I've just seen 1's obeying the theorem of potato head, which is that this, in a knight's move puzzle, this Fistamafel ring has to have all the digits except a maximum of 1, and any digit it doesn't have must be in the central cell. And I could explain that in detail, but I don't think it matters for solving this puzzle. But I do think, unfortunately, we have black and orange, red, green, yellow and blue. They're all in this central region, as is 2 and 4. So, unfortunately, it doesn't help us at all. Anyway. So surely the colouring is going to yield something in a moment. We're just a smidgen away. If one of those was yellow, that couldn't be. Then yellow in column, in row 2. No, I don't know. Don't know how to deduce that. One of these. Ah, hang on. Right. What I haven't thought about much is if blue is 6, then this is 3. Does that help? Then this is black or orange, but I wouldn't know which one. If blue is 9, that's a 6. And is yellow. I don't know which way round it is. Come on, we're nearly there. Just keep focus for a little bit longer and I'll get there. That can't be 1, 6 or 7, 8 or 4. It can't be black. And it can't be 2. Oh. Hang on. I think one of these has to be a 9. Let me just recalculate that. In these cells, we can't put 1 and 6 because of where they're positioned here. We can't put 7, 8 or 4 from the box, or 2 from the column. Therefore, we've only got 3, 5 and 9 left to use. And that gives us a triple in the box. So the other cells in the box are 1, 2 and 6. This cell is 1 or 6. Does that triple translate anywhere in the column? No, because I don't know where black is here. One of those is a 9, though. That's an interesting thing. Surely that's an interesting thing. 9 is now in one of those two. Oh, come on, just give up 9. Tell me where you are. Now, 9 is in fact, this is a 2-9 pair. Oh, can I say what colour? Unfortunately, 9 could still be there if it was blue. If 9 was blue, it would have to be there, and here, and here. those would all be 9s. Ooh, where would it be in the central box? There. Somehow doesn't yield anything. That's a 2-9 pair, so that can't be 2, 9, 7, 4 or 8. Oh, good grief, I'm just wallowing in nonsense here. 3, 5, 9 triple. So these are from 1, 2, 6. Why isn't that helpful? It feels like that might be key in some way. They don't all see the same, well, they all see, those two see that, but that's useless. 9, one of those is a 9. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting from this point of view, that neither of these can be a 9. Can that still be blue? If blue was a 6, I suppose it can be. Well, sorry, it's obvious that neither of those can be a 9 from that 9 I penciled in up there. So it's not that interesting. But this all stemmed from finding somewhere that could see both yellow and blue. Now I need to look for more of those places. Somewhere that surprisingly, like that, sees blue in a column and yellow in a row, or the other way round. Or maybe now that sees 9 in a column and 6 in a row somehow. I just haven't got the information. Especially about 6. Blue, blue. That can't be. Maybe something that sees black and orange. I hadn't thought of that for a while. I don't think there's many things in those positions, unfortunately. See, orange, if it's in one of, okay, this cell can't be orange. Sorry, orange can't be in these places. Orange could be in one of those two, or that in box 3. If it's in one of those two, then it can't be here. And as it can't be here by knight's move as well, if it's in one of those two, it has to be there. In which case it can never be here. So this is never orange. Is that any use? Doubt it. If I knew that it couldn't be 6, 7, 8, 9, which it can't be. If I knew that it couldn't be 4 and 2, which it can't be. If I knew that it couldn't be 1, then I would finally know that it was black. If it can't be orange. Because it would have to be 3 or 5, and I'm just proved it can't be orange. In fact, orange is there or there. I'm going to mark that. If it's there, no, I don't think that does anything else for me, so I'm just marking that. Now, could this be a 1? If it can't, it's black, and that might help. Then 1s would go here and here. There'd be a 1 in one of those two, and a 1 in one of these two. There is a 1 in one of those two. That would have to be the 1 in row 7. That would be the 1, and that would fail. Because it would be a knight's move away. Well, it would also be in a right. Well, it would be a knight's move away from lots of things. Okay. So, this is true. If that was a 1, there'd be a 1 there and a 1 there. The 1 in row 7 would be here, and now you couldn't place a 1 in column 7. That's fairly simple. So this can't be a 1. And I've established it's not blue, green, yellow, or red. So it's not 9, 8, 7, 6. It's clearly not 4. 2 sees it from there. So it is 3 or 5. And it's not orange. I went through a laborious process to establish that. So it's black. And that one isn't black. And black is now in one of these two cells. And if that doesn't yield anything, I'm literally going to cry. I'm not literally going to cry, but I am going to be irritated. Come on, black. Black is 3 or 5. So it's either there or there, because that's the only places 3 and 5 can be in box 8. And it's in one of these 3 cells. Okay, hang on, that's interesting, because they all see that cell. So black's not there in box 4. So black's in one of these 2, and it's not there now. So it's in one of those 2, but then we lose track of it, because it could be any of the corners of the central box and any of those 3 cells, because we don't know whether it is 3 or 5. Maybe I'm just missing some utterly basic maths in center. Maybe there's something that if I put 3 and 6 in one of these pairs, it all just breaks. What happens with 3 and 6 there? I do not know. It's interesting. I mean, I can immediately see that becomes 6. Oh, that is interesting. If that is there a relationship? So 6 is either there and there, or there and there, isn't it? Because yellow or blue has to go on the other arrow. So which of those is impossible? 6 in those positions in yellow. Let's try that first. Gives us a 6 here, a 6 in one of those 2, a 6 we know is in one of those 2. Now 6 has to be over that side, has to be there. That seems to work. Let's try 6 in those 2 slots. When 6 is blue, again it's up there somewhere. Oh, this, no, that's not it. Okay, fine. I thought it was all given away ages ago, but I don't think it is. 6 has to now be in one of those 2. Oh, it has to be here, so we know which one it's in. Has to be there, and 6 would end up in all of those slots. So, I don't know, that doesn't seem to break it. It was a nice idea, but it didn't work. That is very frustrating. So just have to keep going back to doing whatever it was I think I was doing before. My goodness, this is tough. One of those is 3 or 5 and is orange. Why couldn't I get further with orange? Orange was going to be in one of those. So it can't be here, because they all see it. So orange on the right side has to be in one of those cells. No, not, that's interesting. Well, it's a bit interesting. Orange can't be there because it's already there. Because of the positions for orange there, it can't be there. It must be in one of these 3. So it's not there, and now it's in one of those 2. 3 on the left or 5 on the right, obviously. And, oh, I don't know what that does. These pairs, one of them uses, well, orange is in one of these vertical pairs and black is in the other, and blue is in one of them and yellow is in the other. And I don't know what that's telling me. Wow, this really isn't happening for me now, is it? Hopeless. One of those two is 9. Could that yield anything? It's quite interesting. That 9 potential place sees those 2 cells, and that one sees those 2. So it can never be there because we've got a 9 up here. So if that's 9, 9 is yellow. That's no longer possibly yellow because it's a 4. That's the sort of thing I'm very bad at noticing. So yellow in the top row is not there or there above another yellow. Yellow is 9 or 6 in the top row in one of those positions. I'll tell you what they all see is that cell, which is therefore not yellow. Can I rule that out of being yellow? Well, it would have to be yellow there and there, and there and there. And where would it go in the middle here? Yellow would be 9 in that case. Seems to work, frustratingly again. Don't think I'm missing a knight's move there, so I can't rule that out from being yellow. That's not yellow. Yellow's in one of those. This is so annoying. If yellow's 9, it's there. If it's 6, it's there. Oh my goodness. What about this? Maybe that can't be 3 or 5. Right. This is good. This can't be black because black's in one of those. It can't be orange, so it's not 3 or 5. It's not 7, 4, 8 or 2 or 9. That is 1 or 6. That feels like, where does that digit go? In this box. I think we've done this now. It doesn't go in any of those cells. It goes there. It's 6. Yellow is 6. Hello. Hello, yellow. That's not 6. That's 6. That is beautifully yellow. Right. Blue is 9. I think we've finally cracked it, but that is a tough, tough point. And this was yellow, wasn't it? Because where did it go in this box? Yes, it was. Okay, so let us get rid of bogus yellows, which include all of those now. They're not yellow. So that is... I've still got this pattern of at least it's an X-wing. That makes this a 1. And this is... Hang on. Oh, this is a yellow 6. Yes, neither of those is blue now. Phew, they don't have to be. That's yellow. This is the only place left for blue in the box. Let's colour it blue and make it a 9. This is 9 and is also... Sorry, this is 9 and is also blue. That gets rid of blue out of those and puts it in there. That gets rid of blue out of that and puts it in there. All the blues must be done now. And they're all 9. Oh, well, I can do one in the central box even. The excitement. They're all 9s. Okay. This is it. I'm yearning to breathe free and I'm getting to do it. This is a 5 now. Do I know whether that's orange or black? No. Never mind about that. This is a 3. I will find out soon enough which one is orange and which one is black, but I don't know yet. Still don't know. Oh, come on. Doesn't matter. Let's look at these 9s. We've done all the arrows. Yellow. We can complete. No, we can't complete yellow because it's on an X-wing. Right. Can we? We have completed blue. Okay, orange. That is definitely orange in column 2 now. So it's 3 or 5 and it's orange. And that is not orange. And this definitely is orange. and this isn't. And one of those two is, and one of those two is, and I still don't know which. That's so irritating. Or do I? No, I don't think I do. How am I going to disambiguate? Oh, 3s and 5s. Something down here is doing it. Oh, that's become a 2. What colour's 2? Grey. Right. That doesn't sort out. Yes, it does. It places 2 there as well. That's not grey now. In fact, that's a 1. Maybe I can do my purple 1s. No, I'm not doing them yet. This is a 6. That gets a colour. That is yellow. Okay, that's helpful. This isn't yellow. That is 6. That's all my 6s done. I think it's just going to be 3s and 5s I'm left with. Orange and black, which must be disambiguated somewhere. That is a 2-1 pair. This, no. Which of these is 1? I don't know. But I don't mind because I know I'm on the home straight now. In this column, I've got a 2 to go in there. Excellent. Put that in. Let's get rid of the colouring there. And in this row, that's 1 or 5. Oh my goodness, this has taken some time, hasn't it? Oh, we're over an hour. My goodness me. But it's been great fun. I'm still enjoying it, and even though I'm sort of struggling with these last few digits, I don't look, 1 in this column, that's it. I should actually do these 1s, shouldn't I? It goes down here. 1 there, let's colour that purple. That becomes purple. That must be where 1 is, and is purple. 1 is in one of those 2 and one of those 2 positions. Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. But now I can do 1 and I get a 5. I get quite an exciting 5, I think. We get 1 there. We get a 5 here. And suddenly orange is 3. Orange is 3, I say. I say again. That orange is 3. That is not coloured. Not sure what colour 5. Oh, 5 is black, obviously, yes. So those 2 are black. We can make that one fully black, get rid of the colouring there and there. I don't know which one of those is orange, but we can make all the blacks 5s. That tells me that that is not black. It's a 1, which is purple for me. That is a 3 and is orange, okay. This is a 5 and is also black. 2 3 pair here. This is the last one in its column, is a 2. Might as well get the colour right. I've probably got some colours wrong somewhere. Let's get rid of all that. 1 3 pair here now. I've got a horrible deadly pattern. That is resolved by knight's move. I'd forgotten the knight's move for ages now. There we go. I think this is the right answer. Let me just colour the 2s. Well, let's get rid of the white from that cell. That's grey like that. The 1s are purple. 3 is orange. And I think we're finished. I think I've even coloured every cell. Oh no, 2 1s up there that need to be purple. There we go. This is a 3, and we're done. Wow. Okay, that's very interesting, Chino Darker. Very clever puzzle. So much to do from such a simple setup. Intriguing Eye of the Storm in the middle, and then just spread out. Probably much as a Typhoon does. Fantastic stuff. Thank you for watching. Sorry it took so long. Hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.